That's right. It's us, the men behind the curtain. This is the faces behind the Valley of Spirits. You get to see us for the first time. We're excited to share it with you. We wanted to find a couple of ways to connect with you guys a little bit more, and so this is probably the next step in our natural progression.
Yeah.
We have some more exciting. We're going to have some effects. I'm going to decorate a little better, you know.
I will actually be in an office with not a window behind me.
It will be a little bit better, but we wanted to get moving forward on this format going forward. So bear with us for poofy hair Sunday night. And we are coming at you from the Sri La Village Inn. And we're being taken care of Lana Seabreeze today. Or excuse me, Lana Seabreeze is taking care of us today.
Why are we here, Jordan? I believe you had a whole little spiel to go with it.
Yeah, Nick actually just came along. I was like, yo, Nick, this place. And I shot him the address on my Warcraft mage phone thing. And told him
Hearthstone here.
Yeah, so you did your Blizzard maps your way up in here.
Yeah. Actually, I used, what was it, Waze?
Waze.
The only representation we have, that and a Mountain Dew can.
No, I know they have stopped dragon notifications on the screen for when people's mounts are stalled.
The airway goes red.
This was a recommendation of a friend of mine, Pink Sookie, up in there, and she grew up around here, so she knew they make the drinks really stiff here. There isn't a beer that doesn't feel like eating a whole loaf of bread here, so
that's always
stiff
fun.
Drinks. So yeah, let's Nick, what do we have coming for the peoples today?
So today, Jordan, we have some Secret Hunter and how Blizzard has noticed some of the people who have been finding the secrets in Azeroth doing some naughty things, Blizzard's recent leak, and I did like that line. I kept it. Some new time walking balance and transmogs, plus the new Twitch drops. And that's not all. Stick around for our Tavern Talk section, where we're going to discuss our take on the recent Blizzard leak and how stable is Azeroth.
Yeah.
So let's get rolling.
That's a topic.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is. Jordan, start us off. What did you do this week?
So I'll start off with my rating. I actually got up to a bunch of little PvE stuff, like a little bit of this, a tickle of that,
a little bit
just
here,
a
little bit
little bit here and there. And I did the normal palace on my mage, which that was pretty tame. I've done it a few times now. That was just to make myself feel good and do some work on the charts, right?
Right.
And then I also did the Black Temple, so the BC raid, time walking.
Okay.
It was a cakewalk, and I mostly did it because I needed 500 more time walking tokens or time warped badges or whatever they're called to get a transmog I really liked from BC. So we'll be talking a little bit. I don't know what it's called, but it's a mage set from from the BC. So the BC vendor, armor vendor.
I just picked up this week the Paladin Tier 2 the new set from the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, so I'm coming up to what I did in the 20th anniversary.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
But I just wanted to, we're going to get a little bit more into why I'm excited that they keep adding stuff to these time walking events. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the news. I did do a couple of zeros on the Mage and Evoker, but it was just with guildies on guild night. We were just kind of, some guys got capped recently, so we were just kind of, forcibly dragging them through the dungeon. You know how it is when you get capped, right? You know how it is.
I'm not geared for this. No. It's okay. The deaths don't matter. Just come.
Yep. You get one shot. It happens.
That's how you get the gear.
So, yeah, it was a little interesting healing it because it went from, his health bars and so it's like, oh, well, he got erased.
He did.
I did a absolute cubic butt ton of PvP on the mage this week. I didn't increase my rating at all, so we're not going to talk about that too much. But I did almost fully conquest gear it now. I got to get a couple of craftables and things like that.
Yeah.
So a bunch of mage work. It hurts a lot. I'm actually really surprised how much it hurts. Especially arcane. I talked about PvP too much in our last two episodes, so maybe I'll save it for later.
Well, that's because you had to run it solo.
But maybe in a later episode I'll talk a little bit more about the goofiness of arcane mage and PvP.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be fun if we could kind of deep dive into some of the classes.
So the last thing on what I did this week is talking about the 20th anniversary, which I absolutely took it out back and curb stomped it. I did every event that I could, all the weeklies, the PvP, the Korok's Revenge, the skirmish event. But I like the skirmish event.
Did you do the theater trope and stuff too?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I absolutely slurped it out, and I have 4 of the tier sets now. I've gotten.
Oh yeah.
Because I wanted the Warlock one because I thought it looked a little bit better than the Mage one on my Pandaren, and then I learned that they are class specific.
Yeah.
So then I got really mad and grinded out the Mage one real quick.
I got angry.
I was very upset that I wasted my money on a set I couldn't really use because I don't really play Warlock, right? So I was a little disappointed. So now I have the Warrior, the Monk, and the Mage one.
Okay.
I still have to get the Evoker one. It will be my 5th.
Yeah.
But I got plenty of time. Got till January. And everybody who's listening, you got till January.
January 6th, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, Nick, enough about me. What'd you get up to this week?
So I didn't do a ton. I did end up doing some WoW 20th anniversary on both Paladins, Prot and Ret. Did run the LFR in Blackrock because I've been using the... If you didn't know, when you run LFR, at least you can get up to, I think it's just under 600. It's like...
597.
Yeah, 597.
From the time walking, yeah, which is really good.
Oh, it's great, God. So I've been using that to get her geared. And I have all but... I think she crossed over 600 this week, too, which is great, because I want to swap to the Prot Pally being my main. The Ret Pally ended up doing a little bit of the LFR just for shits and giggles to get the quest done. Both of them ran all the 20th anniversary stuff for this week just to get the tokens. And I did a couple mythics on the Ret Pally, and that was pretty much my week.
Yeah, I think you came along.
I did.
Yeah, for a couple of zeros.
Yeah, because you guys had gotten like plus a couple hundred on the Raider IO score, and I ended up with a plus 10.
Oh yeah, we did some low keys. That was fun.
And you were like, "You did this before?" I was like, "Yeah, I've been here a couple times."
Yeah, I do want to get into more keys. It's just hard to really sit down and get in the mindset for it sometimes.
Right.
I feel like when PvP, I just click the button and then boom, there's people and right.
So Jordan, enough about my week. Why don't you tell us what we have in the coming week?
Yes, so a couple of interesting things. We will be getting the World Quest bonus event next week. We will be getting another time walking event. Based on what I've seen, this is going to be Wrath, if I had to guess, because they went Classic, BC is this week, Wrath, if I had to guess. We also have the Gravity Lapse will be ending for the PvP Brawl, and we have Comp Stomp being the new PvP Brawl, which this is essentially you go to Arathi Basin, and you get on a queued with a team of 15 people, and you face bots. Pretty much free win farming. It's good for honor farming. Not the best for conquest, obviously. They don't give you a whole lot of conquest when you win every game, right? So, but pretty cool. And then, of course, we have the 20th anniversary going on still.
It's going for a while.
Yeah, she'll be around for a minute.
I'm excited for time walking, though. That's going to be fun. I love Wrath.
Yeah,
Getting
Wrath.
that back is good.
Some of the Wrath dungeons. I'm excited to get away from some of the old school CCs of BC, like the random routes and the fears that pulled a whole dungeon. Or
God.
I'm kind of excited to be moving to at least slightly more modern mechanics for sure.
Yeah. They're still fun, though. I do enjoy going back and doing it, but it's a little tedious.
It'd be a little, and sometimes it's not so random, I feel like. Sorry, just, mages are always complaining about that stuff, so.
That's because you can't be like a melee class because they're better.
Right.
Play Paladin. P is for perfect.
Yeah, no, honestly, everybody just play Paladin.
It's ranged
put
and
like
melee.
Uther on the screen.
Yeah, just doop.
No, make sure they're human, too. Be the most basic.
It's like, God, what is it in D&D? I think it is a human fighter is the most played class in D&D. I checked out years ago.
Yeah, who knows?
So, Jordan, the first part of our news articles, you wanted to kind of touch on what's going on with these secret hunters. Could you explain what a secret hunter is and what's going on and what WoW is kind of put out with it, with the blue text?
So WoW has put a couple of, you would say, obscure quests you can complete in the game to get achievements and for sometimes mounts.
Yeah.
Like the example I'm thinking of right now is you can get a different version of the Mountain Dew bike if you go
So you can get a different version of the Mountain Dew bike.
Yep.
And
if you go,
how
you essentially
different?
it is. I don't know. One's red and one's green, so the opposite of whichever. I think it's the green one.
No, I was hoping it was purple.
Oh no, I didn't see a purple one.
I like purple.
You can essentially like click on obscure rocks and try and do like this really obscure quest to get this mount, and it's essentially supposed to be like secret, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are claiming it's not working for me. My race can't do it. This kind of thing doesn't work on here. There's a lot of claims out there from people that are struggling to figure out the secret.
Right.
And that maybe it's not so bugged. So let's read. I wanted to read what Blizzard says verbatim about some of these secret things they put in and see how we feel about them.
Yeah.
Some players have recently noted that there are a few oddities around. Things aren't quite adding up. When it comes to secret hunting, we suggest you keep the following in mind. There are no class or race restrictions. Any character can solve the secrets. Add-ons are not required. All secrets are solvable without add-ons. There are no time restrictions. Once the secret has been released, it will remain available to solve, with the exception of some excusable ones. Purchases not required. These secrets do not require shop items or services. Bannable behavior is not required or allowed. Anything that could result in account suspension, such as hacks or exploiting glitches, are not required to solve secrets, and appropriate action will be taken against these cheaters. Secrets are tough but fair. Everything you need to solve Azeroth's mysteries is available to you. Please solve the mysteries at your own pace. Some secrets will be extremely challenging compared to other content. Please take your time and have fun with it.
So
Good luck,
don't be
secret
naughty.
hunters. Yes.
Don't shit.
They don't want to have it where you're like, I was just trying to get the secret item, Blizzard.
Yeah.
That's why I had an arena bot. It's like, come on. You know, I had to install it.
I had to have all these mods.
No, you don't. There's Wowhead articles on how to do all this stuff. And in fact, just to prove it, we'll have the Hellforged one posted down below. So you can go do that one as an example if you want. That's not how they want you to do it. They want you to organically like figure out the little clues that are on the tablets, and you know, they give you hints like which one the next zone is or whatever.
Actually, like read it, do it, kind of thing. Like have fun with it because it's meant to be a secret. But
as an exercise, go look up a guide for one. Like just you'll see
out
that
how
anybody can
it.
do it. Yeah, if you really are so concerned with it,
it'll show you how on the nose it may be.
Right.
And I can do that now that we have countdown to nose.
Right. So recently there was a World of Warcraft information leaked. I thought it was kind of interesting that everybody was freaking out about it. Like it's some crazy, you know, like Pokemon that never got released or something. But
I want to do it. I want to do it.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to get, if the leak is true, Warcraft 2 Reforged, which I am excited for. Because I know, I've played the RTS games. I know Jordan grew up with the RTS games before he ever touched Warcraft. So watching these come back it's awesome. Like, I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I hope they do it justice. We're going to talk a little bit more in the Tavern Talk, a little deeper about this. Because obviously they're going to try and find a way to monetize it. There's hopefully the worst egregious will be a cosmetic store. I hope is the most egregious they'll go.
I don't think they'd monetize it. I mean, what did they do with Warcraft 3 Reforged, right? They just, it's the same thing.
They added a store, and then they did, like, seasons.
Oh, did they really?
They kind of changed the post-game to make it more padded.
Like
that. So, which is fine. It gives the game a lot of life. In fact, the original idea I thought was really cool. Like, they were extending Warcraft 3 some, essentially, giving it some replayability factor.
Well, I mean, that's the whole point of doing it.
But for me, it wasn't. It's kind of like my argument that I always have with Diablo. Like, why Diablo 2 is my favorite one. And not that 3 and 4 aren't more streamlined or the gameplay might not be easier to do in certain places. But that it is the hard part of that game was the campaign, was the story. You're supposed to build up items in the game and take on, in my opinion, that's what I want from an arena, you know, an arena RPG. You know, build up against, not just grind the same content time after time again and turn up the fracture level or whatever they call it, the torment level or whatever they call it now.
Yeah.
And just turn that up until it's hard and then do the, you know, it's just padding.
Right.
So we'll see. They don't have, like, problems like Diablo does with, like, the gems and stuff, so I imagine it'll be smoother. We'll see what they add to. I mean, like, I don't know if anybody around here has played Warcraft 2 like recently, but some games age better than others, so I'm interested to see how they do that.
I mean, we're talking about going from, oh, look, you can make a human head with like this many axes around it. It looks like
right, like Lara Croft 1.0.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. The head's a square.
Right.
I mean, God, even Warcraft 3, like I think every NPC had like a line down the center of like, that's the head.
And I think Warcraft 3 aged a little better. We'll just see.
Yeah.
Because Warcraft 2 is old.
But well, the Reforged stuff is like, I don't know if you've ever seen any of the gameplay or like played it yourself. It looks so much better.
It does look really good.
It looks good.
I played the Diablo 2 remake on the new graphics, and
okay.
Yeah, because I like that game a lot. So
I mean, I should buy that. We should do some fun.
D2.
On that. Yeah,
D2 is fun. Kill some Blood Raven.
I've never played a Diablo game, so.
Wow, that's the one I would start you on.
Okay, I've tried StarCraft. The curve's too much on RTS for me. I stick to company heroes.
Yeah, StarCraft's a hell of a game.
Yeah. Well, you know,
all the respect to the nerds that play it, but
what did we have about Mogs and Mounts that are coming with the time walking stuff?
Yeah, I hinted on this a little bit in my week. We're going to include links down in the description below to all of these articles. Nick's very good about that, handsome man. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And they're adding a ton of stuff to the time walking vendors. And they call them revamps. And I think hopefully it's a little cheaper, but the truth of it is
there's a ton.
There's going to be a Mog for everybody in time walking eventually. Like there's going to be these badges they're really cool. Like I did the Black Temple raid just to get a BC transmog. And so I'm already getting hooked on it, and I'm not the biggest aesthetics guy. You know that, historically speaking.
I mean, if it's pink, you're buying it.
Yeah, if it's pink, I'm going to get it. I like pink stuff.
I know.
But I'm just really excited. I like that they keep adding stuff. I'm always, now, anytime Time Walking's out, I got to go to the major city from that expansion and take a look at the vendor and see what new stuff they have. So, pretty exciting moving forward. There's going to be new Cataclysm stuff. There's just going to be new mounts in general, just for time walking events that are like overarching. Oh, yeah. And then there's going to be Warlords of Draenor's time walking stuff is coming out soon. So
there's new mounts, there's new transmogs, like there's a ton of stuff that are coming out, and it's like I'm looking at it now, and we'll, as we always do in the video, we'll post the pictures of it. But I mean, you can get. What is it? The Broodling of Sinistera. You can get Copper Maned. You
can get so much cool stuff.
Quellin, Nightfall Skyreaver. There's so much cool stuff.
For the PvPers out there. Marks of Honor, too. This could mean they could add more stuff to the PvP sets.
Yep.
Obviously, the exclusive ones where you had to get over a certain rating in a certain season, you're not going to get. They shouldn't re-release those, in my opinion.
God, no. I'll say this. If they do it, should be distinguishably different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's cool to re-release stuff because some people who like may not have played the game then, but really like the armor set.
Right.
It gives them the option to get it, but in a different skin, basically, or different color style. So that way people can distinctly go like, they didn't play it then, they did play it then, or they like it. That color better than the other one, whatever.
So I just briefly wanted to go over this, Nick. I don't know if you read too much into this hotfix deal. I'm going to talk about the dungeon and raid fixes real quick, and then I'm going to gloss over the rest, was my plan here. So in Dawnbreaker, they resolved an issue causing the Arathi bombs to not be carryable if a player was under the effect of an immunity. Yeah, which is goofy. Like
I didn't know that was even happening.
If you bubble as a paladin, for example, you couldn't pick up a bomb. Yeah.
I was going to say, like, so you cannot carry if you bubble.
Yeah, while bubbled.
Why? What? I don't
know what caused it, but it's fixed.
No, so if I was bubbled, I could not carry a bomb?
Yep, until they fixed it, yes.
Okay. I was going to say, if it was reversed, I'd be like, why I should be able to use my own tools to make me better. No, I'm for any class. Like, why would you not want the class to whoever you're playing as, you should outsmart the content we're playing.
Right.
If it was reversed, which is what I thought it was, that'd be like, why are you breaking the game?
Yeah. Nope, they fixed that, and then they resolved an issue in Mists of Tyrannus Scythe.
Mists of Horrible Aside? the worst dungeon we have. I hate it. I hate
You're the
maze.
worst dungeon. Resolved an issue causing acid explosion pools to be invisible.
Oh God.
So this actually makes sense. I think there's maybe a couple of people that have experienced this in our group, and we just didn't know what it was, and we just kind of
dealt with it.
right, whatever. So the rest of it is there's a lot of 20th anniversary things that weren't collected properly. There were tokens that weren't being given out properly.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then they reduced and made some of the content easier, like the world bosses and the Chromie thing, which I thought was really easy already, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, they had Ragnar, Insidious, and the Ambassador of Flamelash. Like, everybody's got a health reduction, damn near, it looks like.
They think that the time walking raid was a bit too hard, and I think I agree with them. Because normal was like, especially when it first came out, the normal BRD was harder than Palace on normal.
Yeah, we ran a... I think it was within the first week of it coming out. You and I ran the normal with some guild, and we only got to like 2 or 3 bosses in, and we're like, we can't go more. And we were geared. We were doing things properly. It was still very difficult for us. Granted, we aren't as expertise in everything Warcraft, but still, for us, we normally squash normal pretty decently.
Yeah, we normally start getting our butts kicked in heroic normally.
Yeah, exactly.
So in like Palace, for example.
Right.
I just thought it was a little stark. It was a little hard. Like, everybody's got to kind of be more than a normal level of experience at this point. But they're nerfing a lot of that. They nerfed it on normal, on heroic, on... Just take a look at the notes. We'll have them in the description down below for sure. They changed a lot of stuff. And they're still fixing bugs in Nurubar Palace. They still haven't promised that the lag's going to be fixed yet, but to be honest with you...
I'm curious on what the hell is causing that lag.
They had a blue text that I talked about briefly last week, where they they essentially put in a whole. They're working on putting in a whole new backend piece by piece. And so it's breaking a lot of things. Okay. And we'll get more into how I feel about that and what their path forward could be in the Tavern Talk. We'll get more into that. Well, we got to keep it moving. We've already been on this topic for way longer than I wanted to be on it. So
yeah, so we got the new Twitch drops, YouTube, and TikTok drops that are coming during the Warcraft 30th anniversary, because World of Warcraft is 20, but Warcraft itself is older, because like we were talking about the RTSs. So Blizzard has stated on their blue text, watch out for 30th anniversary direct on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok to earn in-game viewership rewards for Hearthstone, Warcraft Rumble, and World of Warcraft. Join us for the pre-show beginning at 9:45 PST or Pacific Standard Time for a special trip down memory lane, and then stay with us for the Warcraft Direct stream beginning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to see what is in store for Warcraft ahead. And there's actually some pretty cool stuff you get to earn. There are 2 mounts. I believe they're going to be broken between Alliance and Horde, because it's a Blackrock Saber mount, and it is a... Oh, God, I have to do this live. Caldori War Wolf mount, which I'm sure... Caldori, thank you.
Yep.
I'm sure we're going to get the Wolf mount, and then Jordan won't get the Saber mount because I also play Alliance, so I'll get the Saber mount.
Oh, boo. I'm so sad. Can you see tears, right?
Oh, boo-hoo.
Boo-hoo.
But you also get there's some awesome Warcraft Rumble stuff. You get a pin, it looks like. There is an anniversary player avatar as well, which is Sylvana. So if you enjoy the Banshee Queen, I know that...
And you play Rumble.
Yeah, and you play Rumble. I mean, I know that I enjoy the Banshee Queen. She's on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. You want to show the people, Nick? Do you want to show the people? They did a great job with it. Yeah, beautiful.
She is gorgeous.
Yep, they did awesome work with it.
I'm getting Lillian Voss here soon too.
I know, Voss.
I'm excited. I think this whole sleeve's gonna be Warcraft. I think. Yeah. Well, like I want to get my paladins on it. Maybe I don't know. I'm very limited space on the arm, so it's very like have to pick it very precisely. But anyway, back to our fun drops we got coming on. So Hearthstone is you're going to get 1 Pearls in Paradise pack and a 1 Great Dark Beyond pack. And they look like little books. I have not played Hearthstone, so I don't know if the pack entails cards or something.
I think they're just like deck skins. Like you can change what the backs of your cards look like. I don't know,
maybe
Hearthstone stuff. Take a look at the article if you play Hearthstone.
I would say I've played Magic, so like that could be a thing. Like I've played the Magic Online kind of stuff, so they look good. Like everything they're giving us looks pretty solid. I'm gonna be honest. Like
a little bit for every game for sure. Every Warcraft
they
game.
have to do it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Jordan, I think that wraps up our news section. What do you got for esports?
So I was just going to real briefly go over this. The team that I have been a fan of, I guess not really like a super fan, but a fan of over the last year or so is Mandatory. And they are absolutely steamrolling the MDI right now.
They got to the grand finals, it looks like.
Yep, and they're undefeated in the finals too. Yeah, they're spooky.
Okay, spooky.
So they will be facing off against Holy Moly, which is pretty exciting. So it was essentially a rematch, or is going to be a rematch, and definitely it was a little less exciting than the last time I talked about it. There's a lot more, like everybody was playing Enhancement Shaman and Resto Druid and
the standard.
Yeah, it was starting to get a little bit less comp disparity and a little bit more cookie cutter. So, but if you really want to see enormous pulls and people do really gross things to these dungeons that Blizzard made, then definitely take a look. It was cool. I enjoyed watching it. And so I believe that brings us to the end of the news, doesn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it does. It does.
We made it. We made it to the end and our first camera episode of the Valley of Spirits.
And we're gonna get better at it. I promise. We're gonna.
We'll get a little goofier too.
We're working on. We've had the discussion of are we gonna do a studio at some point? Are we going to just kind of? Because right now Jordan and I have been doing this in our own places. Like, so do we do a studio? Do we continue doing it this way or whatnot? So we'll figure it all out as we go.
Yep.
But go ahead.
No, this is just a bit of a test run. I think this is a bit more engaging. You get to kind of learn more about who we really are, you know. So
we've even talked about doing, and let us know in the comments below if you want us to do this, is more of personal us time, because like we've talked about how we're going to change our schedule up a little bit and maybe do Tavern Talk live, maybe do news continue to be recorded, and maybe add in an extra thing. And would you guys want to hear us be more like a late night Tavern Talk where it's not Warcraft related, more just us hanging out and shooting the shit and having a couple brews? Like,
yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, let us know. Like it'll be fun. I think it'd be fun. But anyway, Jordan, are you ready for me to send us out?
Yeah, send us.
Thank you for tuning in to another exciting episode of the Valley of Spirits. We are your hosts, Jordan and Nick, your go-to Horde players. Join us in Dornergul on the Mal'Ganis server and look up our guild, the Electric Boogaloo. For some epic adventures, stay connected with us on social media. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or X as it is known these days by searching the Valley of Spirits podcast. Do not miss out on an episode and follow us on Spotify or anywhere you find podcasts. Check out our YouTube for additional content not found on our podcast platforms. And until next time, may your quest be glorious and your loot be plentiful. And as always, for the Horde.